Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Leslie and today I want to start part 1 of creating items using the various papers and things that I've been picking up from Ollie's and a few from Hobby Lobby, things like that. One of the things that I want to make are traveler's notebooks, and I have a certain color theme that I want to do all of them in. Reds, blues, whites, maybe a little splash of black just for contrast. But I picked up these mini composition books from the Dollar Tree. You should have seen that in a haul. And I'm going to try and get 3, 6, 9, 12 of them covered in this video. So what I'm going to do now is go and take all the plastic off, and then we'll be ready to put them on, put the papers on. Alright, so these are the notebooks that I want to cover, and I'm going to put those off to the side because I want to cut my cardstock down to 6 by 6 just to get it smaller. So we'll start with that. Let's take this piece. I hope that everyone is having a fabulous week so far. It's busy for us. We've started orientation at the school where I work, so it's getting crazy, that's for sure. Alright, let's see if we can cut through 3 pieces at once. That's so fantastic. Alright, so we're going to cut these down to 6 by 6. It worked. So, if you have a 6 by 6 pad that you want to use, this is a perfect time to use those papers. I don't have any reds or blues or the colors I'm looking for in my 6 by 6 stash. So, I guess that's something to look out for at an Ollie's. Alright, I've got all of these down. Now I want to grab my glue, and I like this glue. This is the Ollie'S tacky glue. Takes a little while to work it down, so we're going to let it sit upside down in this tape dispenser for a minute. And I'm going to grab my glue runner. This is one from the dollar store. And I'm just going to start grabbing books. There's going to be 3 in each traveler's journal. So I want to do a red, a black, and a blue pattern. These are the 3 patterned papers that I have to use on the covers. Okay? So I am going to take my tape runner Run it along that edge, that edge. Then take this and just put a thin layer all the way around. Don't want to have too much. Take my paper. Line it up on that edge and press down. That wet glue gives you a minute to move it and get it the way you want it. Just want to make sure that that is down on there. Sorry if that shook the table. Then I'm just going to turn it around. And cut right along the edge of this journal. Right along the edge of this bottom. I'm going to try my corner rounder on that. Alright, let's see if this is going to work. It's a little shy of perfection. So we'll just hand cut this one. And now the front cover is done. Yeah, that's a little short. Anyway, so I'm going to go and put this on each of the books. Red for one, black and white pattern for another, and blue for another, and when I'm done, I'll be back. Okay, I'm sure I picked these up at Michael's or something when they were on sale. They are just a little, they're called dabbers, something, and they Velcro on, so you can have the ability to use any color you want. So I need one for red, one for blue, and I just keep them in this jar that got from the dollar store many years ago. Okay, now let me open this. I did not check it in store, so I hope that nobody has messed with it. Okay. There's ink there. Whether that wants to come out or not remains to be seen. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And it just gives it that little distressed edge. Alright, so we have the 3 finished notebooks. I was at work today and I worked on my prototype. I used ideas from Treasure Books and Carolina's Crafts to figure out how I wanted to make this. I changed the dimensions of it ever so slightly because I want to be able to have a folded edge. I think I want to have that folded edge. Just a small 1/4 of an inch if I could. That would be nice. But we're going to have the 3 notebooks in there. And then I want to, it's going to be better than what this looks like. This was just my first attempt, but it's going to be a folder. Okay? And so that will just go somewhere in between those. And here's your little traveler's notebook. But again, I would like to fold these in, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch. I had to go and get a big scoring board because I used to have one and I never used it, so I took it to the Goodwill. Don't let me do things like that, y'all. What is wrong with me? I gotta stop doing that. Anyway, I got a good bargain on it. It's got the, I don't know, this. And I guess this is instructions for something. We don't know. I didn't read directions. You know I'm not going to. All right. This, I had to do scores on my cutting mat at work. It did not go well. It worked, but... All right, so I first want to make my folders. We're just going to put one of these books together because I don't know. Have you seen this 100 times? And you're like, another traveler's notebook? But these are gifts that I'm giving to someone at work. So I am going to embellish them a bit differently than maybe what others would. So I am going to create a folder. I need to grab my 2-sided paper for this and my 2-sided paper for this. And then we'll start on the folder. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to make a folder. So I am going to cut this down to 7 by 7.5. So I'm gonna go and this will become our folder. It is double-sided. This will be the inside. So then I want to come along and put this up here on the 7.5 inch side and go to the 3.5 mark and score. I want to score 1/4 of an inch in, so that would be 7 1/4. One 1/4 of an inch over here. One and 1/2 from the bottom. So that would be right here. Oh, that does not work, Leslie. Hi. Score at the 5.5 mark there. And then over here, I'm just 1/4 of an inch in. Oh, come on. All right. Then we just want to fold it and crease it. So, what kind of angle do we want? Let's go out 1 inch from the top. Go from there. Oh, look, I could cut it right on this line. To there. Then 1 inch from this side of the line. I need to change my angle on the other one. It needs to go right here. Okay. All right, we'll see how it turns out. All right, so that's our first cut. Let's see what happens. And this is just making the folders at the bottom, or the pockets at the bottom. What does that look like? Alright, and then what I want to do is mark right here, maybe a little bit underneath of it. Maybe I'll cut right on this line. I like having the lines there. And then I'm going to, which part do I want to cut away? That part. The top part. So you just kind of, especially for me, I just have to sit and do it and think about what I'm trying to make it look like. Where's my end? Right there. And then it's easier for me to cut it and do all the things I need to do to make it look like I want it to look. So we can fold this in. Nope, fold this. Totally folding it all the wrong way. Fold this in, fold this in. I think I do want to cut that away. Do I want to do that to make sure everything stays where it should? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? I think I'll leave it in. And I'm going to use wet glue because I need to make sure this stuff sticks. And I don't know if I have runner glue that will work. But I'm just going to work on one part of the envelope at a time, just so I can make sure I'm getting it visually correct. It's a problem. All right, then we want to cut this side. Why is it not lining up again? I think I'm going to have to take that in further. Yep, I'm going to have to take it in just a little bit further, y'all. This is the second one I've made, And it's done this nonsense on me. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to mark that right there. Pull out my scoreboard. Score it there. Cut it there. Fold it in there. Now it fits. Okay. So maybe we'll have to do it 7 1/4 inches wide. Wonder if I had that. Alright. Anyway. So then we're going to take this, cut this on this mark. I know, y'all are like, what is wrong with this child? But this child got some things going on. Okay, we're going to cut that on that line. Then we're going to cut this away because we don't need it. This just helps it to not be so bulky. So I'm going to glue this side. Fits right in a tape holder. So yeah, we won't be throwing the tape holder out because it's just fantastic. Alright, then we need to, oh no, because we have to cut. Alright, let me think. Okay, so I want to cut this edge straight across to the line and then go up like that. Okay? Straight across to the line and then up on a diagonal. Okay? Then we're going to open the glue. It's so fantastic. Okay. Fold this over. Okay, take this part. So it looks like, I don't know, did I already say it? I've got to cut 1/4 inch off of this width to get that to line up correctly. That is just fantastic. I look like I might have to make a run to Hobby Lobby and get some more double-sided paper. I wish I could find some at Ollie's. Maybe I'll have to go back this weekend. Let me know if you want to see another Ollie's haul, because I can bring it to you. I figure each weekend I could hit it once a weekend and see what new items have come out. And if nothing new's come out, no video. If new things have come out, totally bringing it to you. But let me know, are you like, we've had quite enough, we're ready to craft and cook and clean and do all the other things? Or what? Let me know. So then, I need to run a bead across the whole top. That would be helpful. I don't know if you can hear my son in the other room, but he's playing his video games with his teammates, and they have certain battles that they're trying to win, and he said yesterday that they scored 19th in the world or something on some battle. It's Destiny 2, so if you're a gamer, I'll put his handle up here on the screen if you want to go check him out. Alright, all that for a folder, right? But it's gonna be so cute! So then we're going to take this and fold this. Well, I don't like that that's not sticking. You know why it isn't. Do not like that feature. Anyway, I have been working late every day for the past couple of weeks, and then dashing home to record videos, and I tell you what, I am exhausted. I am absolutely exhausted. Okay, that looks fine. That looks absolutely fine. All right, so I want to glue this part down. My glue is already open. That's fantastic. I didn't leave it in my tape dispenser, so now we've got to wait for the glue to come back down. Okay. Then we're going to glue this side. Getting glue everywhere. It is okay, because I have plenty of paper towels. I always keep paper towels in here because I'm a very messy crafter. Very messy crafter. Sorry for the delay. Forgot to put it in my tape dispenser again. Let me do that right now so that we don't have to wait on that anymore. I get this glue from the dollar store. It's just the Ollie'S tacky glue, and I've always used it for my paper crafts because it's just good. It's real good. Alright, now we have a little glue there. Alright, so my outside cover is going to be one of these sides. I like this side better, really. I just think it's fun. So, I'm not worried about that down there. I need to cut it at 8 by 5, so I'm going to cut it 8 by 5, and this is the way it's going to be on the front. So, let's switch over to my cutting tool. I'm going to measure out maybe 8 inches. Now, I have to think if I want to fold in, add 1/4 of an inch all the way around, 8 1/2. I'm going to give myself that 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Because I really like that finished look. Okay. Then I want to take my scoreboard and go in 1/4 of an inch on either one of these sides and one of the long sides. Nope, both of the long sides. All right. So 1/4 of an inch would be right here. A 1/4 of an inch over here. I'm going to turn it because it's hard to see all the way over there. Okay, 1/4 of an inch. Then we're going to do 1/4 of an inch here. Why does that look like more than 1/4? I don't know. And then 1/4 of an inch here. I don't think my cutter is cutting squarely. That's a problem. Oh, and then, sorry, and then we want to score it in the middle. So we have 8 1/2, so we'll have 4 1/4 would be the middle. Then we want to go to the 4. Then we want to go to 4, 4 1/4, 4 1/2. Oof. And you want to bend it on these outside lines, not on this middle. The middle is just to mark it for later. Okay? So I'm going to start with that part. Take this outside line. See what I'm talking about? Messy desk. Messy desk. Can't find anything. Okay, there's one. Flip it over. Outside line. Okay. Then I'm going to fold up each of these, burnish them down, fold up this one, burnish that down. Hold up this one. Burnish that down. He's getting heated about something. Somebody must have done something in the video game, because he is like getting heated over there. Oh my gosh. Alright, and I'm basically going to do the same thing to make it fold nice and neat, where I just cut straight across here, cut straight across here, and then come in at an angle. We'll see how that works. Because we don't know if we have that right, but whatever, it's fine. Just a slight angle. And yes, it's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Alright, so then I'm going to come over here. Cut it to that. Nope. This is the one I want to cut at the angle. Cut it at an angle to that line, and then cut it in to that line, remove that piece. Cut it in to that line, cut it at an angle, slightly past the crease line, and cut it at an angle. Okay? And that way you just get a cleaner folded look, and it adds sturdiness. I need a little bit more. I want to make sure it sticks. Okay. Don't want to get the glue all over it. Okay, and I'm going to fold my top. I don't think my machine is, or my cutter is straight. I've never thought it was, unless it's me doing something wrong. If I'm not lining it up in the right spot, or I don't know, holding it flush against the top. I don't know. Okay, then we're going to take this side. Alright, so now that I've finished my 3 notebooks and my cover and my folder, I want to take this folder and place it in between these 2 and this. And I'm trying to decide if I want to round those corners or not on this cover. I don't think I do. Alright, but I do want to round them on my folder. I have that around here somewhere. Where's my glue? It should be in my glue stand, which is, you guessed it, a tape dispenser. Okay, there's my corner rounder. So I'm going to round these corners. little bit harder when you get thicker sections. Okay. There we go. Like that one could be done better. Alright, so those 4 items are ready to go. I am going to run these 2 through the laminator in our next video, and then we will complete this project. For now, I'm done. I want to get this video out to you. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed me using some of these Ollie's finds to start creating crafty items. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you haven't, please hit subscribe. I love gaining new friends. And until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye.